Hey guys, so today I want to talk to you about why dropshipping is dead, at least the way that's been around for the last few years, and what you can do about it, and why is it dead, and what changed, and how did COVID-19 kind of killed it, and all the solutions and the whole disruptions explain. Because if you're looking to start your own dropshipping business, let's say you're just starting out, or you already have an existing store, and especially if you already have an existing store, you definitely know what's going on. You definitely feel that there's trouble, right? One of the main things why everything is disrupted and why dropshipping is that the way it's been before is because shipping from China has been disrupted. So usually how dropshipping worked, for anyone who just want to get into it and for anyone who doesn't know yet, is that you sell a product. Basically, you act like an affiliate, to be honest, because you are selling a product that you don't own. And you do that by setting up a Shopify store or a sales funnel or whatever other way, right? You get people in front of your product with whatever way. That can be influencer marketing, it can be advertisement. And you get people into your store. And you sell a product to the person, and you don't have that product. So the person gives you money, and then you take that money and you go to a supplier and you buy that product from the supplier, and they ship it out directly to the customer. So far, so good, right? Now, the problem comes in when your supplier does not ship your products, because then you just sell a product and then your customer expects to get the product. But when you order the product, your supplier goes like, can't do it right now, sorry buddy. So what do you do then? And why are the suppliers not able to do it right now? And there are two reasons. The first reason why the whole supply chain is a bit disrupted is because a lot of suppliers in China, they don't really have the inventory. Everything in China was shut down, so it takes some time for everything to be back up. They really need money right now, so they love to work with the big orders, with the big customers that they have, because they have so many orders backlogged that people have been placing before, but they were not able to produce, or they were not able to ship. And now they're just really focused on the big guys. So they don't really care about the small dropshippers. And then you have all the trading companies that still have some stock, that still want to sell it to dropshipping sellers. Now, so far, so good. Let's say you find a supplier. Let's say you find a new supplier, even because your existing supplier decides to produce something else, or they're out of business, or they don't have, inventory anymore. So now you have a new supplier. Great. The problem comes in, and that's number two, is the shipping issue. Now, how do you ship products if the shipping costs have gone up by a factor of 3? I think that kind of messes with your product margins, right? Now, how do you ship products if the shipping company says, well, you can pay us for the shipping and we'll pick up the product and it might take 2 months for it to deliver? How do you justify that to your customers? And here's why that happens. Here's why right now that is happening. And a lot of guys didn't realize that yet. A lot of guys that are in the business already of dropshipping, they don't realize it yet. They're just saying like, oh, my orders are taking pretty long, and they don't realize yet that this is just the beginning of the whole story. So if you're just starting out, it's a great time to start out, because now you can find a better way and a more reliable way to start things off. And actually, we're going to be speaking about that in one of the next videos. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss all the solutions that you'll be getting to that. So let's cycle back to what's happening with the shipping. Now, you have to know that if people ship, or if companies ship products from China to, let's say, the US or to Europe or to anywhere else, usually things are shipped by airplanes, right? So it's little packages that go on a plane and they're being shipped out. Now, here comes the problem, because the planes aren't flying. It's not like DHL and FedEx and UPS have a fleet of planes that and that's actually what you would think, right? You would think these companies, they have these big fleets of planes where they ship all their products with. But actually, that's not true. They usually use the space that's left over in the normal, flights that are going on anyway. So all the people that fly from China, they take a flight and they will say, okay, I want to fly from Hong Kong to Los Angeles, right? They get in a plane, they get their luggage checked in, and next to their luggage in the belly of the plane, UPS is taking that space and stuffing it with those products that have to be going to the US. Does that make sense? So these are your dropshipping products that are being put in those planes. And that worked really well for a long, long time. Now it doesn't work anymore because COVID-19 comes around and says, hey guys, how about you don't fly anymore because no one's traveling and we have all the restrictions. And so how about you just don't fly and all your planes are waiting at the airports and are not in the air and are not actually taking products and shipments and packages from people and sending it out to other people. And this is where the problem comes in. And for some time, it was fine. But if you think back, in the end of January, things started in China. So your guys' COVID-19 situation is 2 months old. China's COVID-19 situation is 4 months old. So 4 months ago, things started in China and airplanes didn't fly as frequently anymore. So this is where the shipping companies already use their storages that they had. And they put all of the products into the storage that are supposed to be sent out soon. And they just wait. It's like, okay, we store it first. We just put it on the next plane when they're available. And they kept doing that and kept doing that and kept doing that because there were just not enough flights available. Now, COVID-19 hits in the rest of the world. And all the airlines stop flying. All the flights stop. Not all the flights, but 95% of the flights are cancelled. Which also means 95% of the shipments are not going out. Which also means all the companies have the products in the store, in their storage. Now, how do they pick what products they ship and what they don't? They don't ship in order and they say, okay, first comes, first served. You were here first, so we're going to ship your products. No. They ship to whoever is willing to pay more. So when before shipping costs were at around $5 per kilo, now we're looking at $15. And those are still raising, right? So now if you want to ship things from China to your country and you have a drop shipping order and you wanted your company or your distributor to fulfill that, well, now you have to pay 3 times more, right? So this is the very first thing why you have a big problem, because usually your profit margins are not incredibly big when you're drop shipping products, right? Because the supplier want to be paid, you want to be paid, Facebook want to be paid for the advertisement. So how do you solve that? How do you make sure that, how can you get products out for a reasonable price? And most importantly, it's kind of dead now because, to be honest, who wants to wait 60 days for that product? None of your buyers is willing to do that. And the only people that purchase your products right now are the people that do not see the information on your page if you have it. Given that you do the information, you just tell people it's taking 60 days. No one is buying. Everyone who sees this is not buying. Everyone who wants a product now is not waiting for 60 days for their products. It's just not happening. No one's going to do that. People are going to be looking for other alternatives. They're going to be looking for other suppliers. And if that other supplier is twice as expensive, they might still go for that. Or they don't buy at all. So that is the situation right now. Why dropshipping is dead. And if you still make sales, be warned, because all of the people that buy right now, let's say 90% of the people that buy right now, they only purchase because they did not read the notice that it takes so long. They expect the product to be there in a week or in 10 days or in 2 weeks. They do not expect a 60-day shipping time. So they do not expect that. And if they still buy and you take 60 days to ship out your stuff, you're going to get refunds. Even if you paid the supplier, even if the supplier shipped things out, you will get chargebacks and refunds. Refunds basically means people reach out to you and say, hey, give me back my money. Chargebacks is people, they're not so kind and ask you. They just take their money back. They call their bank and say, hey, I bought this product and I'm just not getting it. They're not shipping it. So then the bank goes and takes your money back. Or it's PayPal. People can just, with a click of a button, get their money back, right? So this is what's happening, and this is what's going to kill a lot of existing drop shippers. I know a lot of drop shippers that I'm currently working with that said, well, I was running this drop shipping thing, and it actually was really picking up, and I got a lot of sales, but now I had to stop selling because the refunds and the chargebacks that I got and the trouble that I got into with all of the people is so much greater than what I could make from that. In fact, I'm actually losing money now, right? So this is what's happening with dropshipping. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a solution here. And there's going to be another video with more detail on the solution. But the solutions, there are 3 solutions here that I want to talk to you about. Now, after I went over the whole length of telling you why it's happening, because I think it's so important for you to understand why it's happening so that you can actually do something about it. Good. So, 3 ways that you can get around that. Okay, very first way, if you're just starting out, if you're not an existing dropshipper, but if you're just starting out and you say, I'm afraid to lose my job, I want to make some extra income, or you say, well, look, the dropshipping thing sounds cool, I want to try it, or now I'm just sitting at home watching Netflix, why not just build a business, right? If you're that kind of guy, perfect, or girl, perfect. Of course, now it's actually still a cool time, because what you could do is, that's my very first suggestion, first solution, is that you do it anyway. And I say, Niels, yeah, great, great solution. You just ignore the facts and you just do it anyway. Yes, I'm suggesting that to you because first I need you to make clear on the page that it's going to be a long shipping time, that everything is disrupted because of COVID-19 and, things may be delayed. And you need to set the expectations right. But it's still a cool way to try this out because this way you can get proof of concept, because it's still incredibly easy to just go to the AliExpress supplier and say, okay, this is the product I want, and offer it and sell it, and then just arrange the shipping, right? Because now fewer and fewer people actually go on AliExpress and then they explore different avenues, or they completely quit and give up. But that should not be an option for you anyway. So that's something I would just do anyway, just for testing it, just for getting proof of concept, just for making sure that you can actually sell a product. So you list the product, you start selling it, and if people buy it with a 60-day shipping time, awesome, because then they will buy it with another time as well. The second solution here that I have for you is that you go and buy from a local supplier. And a local supplier, I mean by that a domestic supplier. Let's say you're selling in the US and you are selling pet products. So what you want to do instead to go to AliExpress now is that you want to source it from a local supplier. There can be a local wholesaler who orders bulk orders from China. They ship by sea, so they're not even affected by the whole air freight situation that's going on, because sea shipping isn't affected, right? Sea shipping is still happening. So you source from those suppliers, and those local wholesalers, they were not very excited to work with dropshippers. They really didn't like it, because what they wanted to do is they wanted to have retailers, like retail stores or other retailers, come to them and say, hey, I want to buy 50 units of this dog toy, or 100 units, or 1,000 units, or whatever quantity it is. But the focus was always on bigger quantities, and that's what they wanted, right? So that's what people did. They went there and they ordered bulk products from local suppliers that already did all the work, the sourcing work, the importing work. Now, however, they're really open to dropshipping because they get requests from all sides, because everyone is looking for a new supplier because China doesn't work. And that is the next solution that I have for you, to go with local or domestic suppliers. Okay. Now, if you go with local and domestic suppliers, here is, if you're doing it in the US, well, in the US, they still have to airship things around, right? So if you're on the East Coast and your wholesalers on the West Coast, well, that customer on the East Coast still, they're not going to drive through the US with a little truck. They're still going to ship it by air. So you have another disruption there of A, shipping costs are more expensive, and B, shipping times are longer. But the things are shipped from the US. If you have a notice on your page, on your sales page, that things are shipped from within the US, but you also let people know, like, hey, because of COVID, like, shipping isn't really smooth. We have disruptions, right? And that's still fine. You can do that. And usually people say, well, but it's too expensive. I can't do that, Niels. You can find local wholesalers, and I'll tell you in a minute how to do that. Really easily, you can find them quickly. It just takes a little bit more work than going to them and going to AliExpress and say, this product, boom, done. You don't have to communicate with them. With the local suppliers, I still recommend you to call them, give them, send some email, communicate with them, because you want to make sure that they can actually supply you. The prices, however, are not going to be more expensive than the prices from China. And that used to be different. Okay. That used to be different, that the Chinese suppliers were a lot cheaper. But now with the shipping costs being so crazy, your local supplier is not more expensive than the Chinese one. And even if they are, still go for them. That is what I teach everyone right now. We're just looking for local wholesalers, whether that's in Germany, whether that's in Australia, whether that's in the US, whether that's wherever you are, it doesn't matter. There are local wholesalers. Do they have the selections that AliExpress has? No. Do they have, is it as easy as ordering on AliExpress? No. But that is awesome because it keeps all your competition out. It keeps all of the people out that now say, oh, I actually wanted to start it, but because of COVID-19, I can't start it because I can't use AliExpress. So the shipping times are too long. So I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to start after the whole thing's done. Like, don't wait. You are the one you have to go through that. You're just sitting at home anyway. Just go through the process of contacting people and actually, getting your product sourced domestically, because that is going to be, you're ahead of your competition if you do that. It's just a little extra step. It's just a little extra mile to go, and that's it. It might take a week, it might take 2 weeks, but that is, for me, that is the best solution because lots of these guys are dropshipping. Now comes the third. Let me go over the third point, okay? So very first, do it anyway, just for proof of concept. Second solution is to go with a local domestic wholesaler that then drop ships your product for you, okay? Now the third solution is to find a local wholesaler or a Chinese wholesaler and sell in bulk. Order bulk, and bulk doesn't mean 1,000 pieces. Bulk can mean 20 pieces, 50 pieces, 100 pieces, though you have to order a little bit more because your supply chain takes longer, right? So if you order bulk products, let's say you order them from a local supplier, and then you ship them to a fulfillment center in the US or wherever you're selling, and that fulfillment center is then shipping out your product. So in case your wholesale supplier does not want to ship out dropshipping orders, well, then you just find a fulfillment center. You order 50 units, 100 units, 200 units. You ship them to that fulfillment center, and then you have them, fulfill your orders once orders come in. And that all works in combination very well with the first solution, is to just try it out anyway. Sell these Chinese products. See if you can sell them. If you can sell them, then you have the proof of concept. And then you can source bulk products. You can then order those bulk products from China or order those bulk orders from within the country where you're at. And usually you start dropshipping so you can avoid doing these bulk orders. And I understand that. But now when you have proof of concept, or when you only have to order a handful of pieces, who cares? Just you're going to be able to sell that, okay? I'm not telling you buy 1,000 pieces from China and sea freight them and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying, like, if possible, just go to the local wholesaler, buy a few units, ship them to a fulfillment center, and then that fulfillment center that can ship out your product when you have an order. And that's it. It's actually not that hard. So dropshipping, the way it was, is that. I would not start it the same way. If you already started, well, this is how you replace your supplier. If you now have a Chinese supplier that's taking 60 days, well, just look for a local supplier. If the product's a little bit different, it doesn't matter. Just switch out the pictures on your shop. Switch out the exact product on your shop and just go for something, even if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter. Rather do something now that's not perfect and just start with it and start shipping it and start selling it, even if it's not the perfect thing that you're after. But make some money in the process, and then when the dust settles and when the whole thing goes back to normal, you can always switch out your product. You can always switch out your solution and your offerings and all that kind of stuff. So I hope you liked today's video. Please make sure to subscribe because we're going to go deeper into all of those solutions. I'm going to actually show you how you can find a domestic seller or a domestic wholesaler where you can source your products from. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you like this video if you did like it. Make sure to leave me a comment and let me know what you think about that. I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you need help, if you're saying, Niels, I'm just starting out, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to do it right and I want to kind of cheat and don't want to go through the whole trial and error period, how about you teach me? Can you help me? Can you teach me? Yes, I can. And I actually do it for free. So there's a free trial to my mentorship program down here in the description. If you're saying, Niels, I want to have bulk orders, but I really do not want to deal with suppliers. Can you do it for me? Sure, we do it too. Just send me an email. There's a link below in the description. And if you like this video, let me know what other video you want to know. Just leave me a comment below with a suggestion of whatever video you want me to record for you. And then we're going to do that. All right. So take care. I hope you liked today's video, and I'll catch you tomorrow.